When you press the start button of a car, thousands of parts inside the engine instantly come to life. Fuel begins to burn, tiny explosions happen every second, pistons start moving up and down at incredible speed, and that power is what pushes the entire car down the road. But have you ever wondered what actually happens inside an engine? And what's the real difference between a petrol car and a CNG car? In today's video, we're going deep inside a car engine and explaining everything in a simple and cinematic way. The engine is basically the heart of a car. If the car's body is the outside shell, the engine is the machine that creates the real power. An engine converts chemical energy from fuel into mechanical energy. In simple words, fuel burns, pressure is created, pistons move, wheels rotate, the car moves forward. It sounds simple from the outside, but inside the engine, an incredibly complex process is happening every second. The cylinder is one of the most important parts of the engine. It's also called the combustion chamber because this is where fuel burns. Inside the cylinder, the piston moves up and down. When fuel ignites, massive pressure is created inside the cylinder, producing power. The piston is a strong metal component that constantly moves up and down inside the cylinder. When the fuel explodes, the piston gets pushed downward with tremendous force. That movement is what eventually powers the wheels. The connecting rod links the piston to the crankshaft. It transfers the piston's motion deeper into the engine system.
Now here's where things get really interesting. Pistons only move in a straight up and down motion, but the wheels of a car rotate in circles. So how does straight motion become rotational motion? That's the job of the crankshaft. The crankshaft converts linear motion into rotational motion, and that rotational energy is sent to the wheels through the gearbox. The spark plug may look tiny, but it plays a massive role inside a petrol engine. It creates the spark that ignites the fuel-air mixture inside the cylinder. Now let's understand the real magic happening inside the engine. Most modern petrol engines work on the 4-stroke cycle. First, the piston moves downward. The intake valve opens, allowing air and fuel to enter the cylinder. It's basically the engine taking a breath. Next, the piston moves upward and compresses the fuel-air mixture. Compression makes the mixture more powerful and efficient. The better the compression, the more power the engine can produce.
Now, the spark plug fires. An explosion instantly happens inside the cylinder. That explosion pushes the piston downward with incredible force. This is the power stroke, the moment where actual engine power is created. Finally, the exhaust valve opens. The piston moves upward again and pushes the burnt gases out of the cylinder. Then the entire cycle repeats again and again, thousands of times every minute. Now let's talk about CNG cars. CNG stands for compressed natural gas. The gas is stored inside a high-pressure tank mounted in the vehicle. When the car is running, gas travels from the tank through fuel lines into a regulator. The regulator reduces the pressure so the engine can safely use the gas. Then injectors deliver the correct amount of CNG into the engine. After that, the process becomes very similar to a petrol engine. Air and CNG enter the cylinder. The mixture gets compressed, the spark plug ignites it, and the explosion generates power.
Petrol engines usually feel smoother and more powerful. They provide quicker acceleration and better high-speed performance. CNG cars are much cheaper to run. They also produce lower emissions, making them more environmentally friendly. However, some CNG cars may feel slightly less powerful during acceleration. The engine doesn't directly control wheel speed. That's where the gearbox comes in. Lower gears provide more torque. Higher gears provide more speed. This is why cars can climb hills easily and also cruise at high speeds on highways. Inside the engine, continuous explosions generate an enormous amount of heat. Without a cooling system, the engine could quickly overheat and fail. Radiator, coolant, water pump, cooling fan. These components work together to maintain safe engine temperature. Inside the engine, metal parts move at extremely high speeds. Without lubrication, friction would increase dramatically and damage the engine. That's why engine oil is absolutely essential. Many modern cars now use turbochargers. A turbocharger uses exhaust gases to spin a turbine and force extra air into the engine. More air means more fuel can burn, producing more power. So now you understand how car engines really work, how tiny explosions power an entire vehicle, and the real difference between petrol and CNG engines. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and share for more automotive content.